everyone, to this Romanian episode of the Caravan Tour of Terror, a show that finds us touring the globe through the medium of horrific, chilling, and disturbing entertainment. My name's Donald, and I'm the driver on this quest. Joining me at my side, as always, with a road atlas on his lap and some leathery wings on his back, is my navigator, Ali. Say hello, Ali.
Hello. I've been flying ahead of the caravan to scout the way.
Terrible.
It's been cold.
Terrible. Why? Wait, why? No,
I have wings.
They're not. They're vestigial.
No, as long as I'm in Romania, I can fly.
Okay, fine. Where are we this week? Well, this week we're sort of in Romania. Sort of, kind of. You know what I mean when the film comes up. Yeah, we're in Romania, the home of Dracula. So, of course, we're staying at Vampire Camping Bran within Transylvania. Attractions close to Vampire Camping Bran include the Black Church, the Zarnesty Bear Sanctuary, and of course Castle Bran, which is also known as Dracula's Castle, despite no evidence that Bram Stoker knew anything about it and the description of Dracula's Castle bearing little or no resemblance to it. There's also a local market every Wednesday with traditional produce available for purchase. How are you liking Vampire Camping Bran?
It's biting? I don't know. I couldn't think of a good pun.
Oh, that'll make him wince. Since we're in Transylvania, the aforementioned home of Dracula, we will, of course, be watching a vampire movie, right, Ali? Tell the listeners what we watched.
I mean, sure.
What Nosferatu-related movie? I mean, we wouldn't watch anything else, would we?
We were watching Dark Angel, The Ascent.
Yes.
Not Dark Angel, the television series by James Cameron.
Is it Dark Angel: The Ascent? Or is it just... Okay.
Dark Angel: The Ascent.
The Ascent.
Directed by Linda Hassani in 1994. Gothic, romantic.
Yeah. Sounding Dracula-ish so far.
Supernatural.
Very Dracula-like so far.
Horror.
Yeah. It's pretty horror. There's some grue in it for sure.
There's some grue. So Dark Angel: The Ascent tells the story of Veronica, a demoness.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Last name? Iscariot. Carry on.
I wasn't going to do her whole name, which gets said about 3 times, and I don't remember any of it. Yeah, so Veronica is a young demoness who lives in hell.
Yep.
And
that's where they all live.
That's where they all live. And she has dreams of going to the surface.
Yeah.
Much like Satan in South Park.
But she also has a mother and a father.
She does have a mother and a father, and they abuse her horribly.
But they also pray before having dinner, so that's nice.
Yes, I was going to talk about that. So the hell that is depicted is a very pro-religious, pro-God hell.
Yeah.
The demons see themselves as a kind of they are serving their penitence. They agree that they are punished because of the fallen angel whole blah 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 thing, they take delight in the torment, but only because they are tormenting evil people. They see very God is great, and they pray before they eat, and they are all demons. This is hell ass hell. This isn't
they've got horns, wings, tails.
Yeah, they've got horns, wings. There's
everything's
fire,
on fire.
There's brimstone.
They're cutting tongues out for fun.
Yeah, there's a great shot at the start of because it starts in hell and you see all the horrors going on, and there's your usual line of chained together people.
Yep.
And these extras they don't look quite as downtrodden as they should. They kind of just look like they're just getting on with things. They're
in a queue.
It very much looks, despite the fact they are wearing loincloths and chained together in hell, they're just very next.
And I'm sure there's a bit of chat about them. There's you were landlords and bankers up in the surface world.
Tons of that. Yeah, I think tax collectors get brought into it quite. Veronica wants to go to Earth and see it and, you know, experience it. And her only pal, it seems, is like, but you can't do that. You have to go through the Ascent, and that's... oh, no one ever makes that. So she goes in the tunnel and comes out the other end. That's it. Like, there is no Ascent here.
Yeah. It's really just a hole.
That leads to a sewer, and she climbs out it.
Yeah.
Naked.
Yeah.
And human.
No, she's not immediately
not
human.
Not quite.
Her demon stuff just fades away in a camera.
Kind of, which we'll get into. So, she climbs out in what appears to be Detroit. It is never specified what city she's in. I'll get into that later as well. And she's basically immediately hit by a car.
Yeah.
Like, almost immediately.
I mean, she draws a bit of attention for having her tits out just walking down the street, as you do.
As you would. But yeah, she gets hit by a car, and she gets taken to the local hospital where Dr. Max Barris is.
Dr. Dish.
Dr. Dishy. So they keep moving her. There's a moment where she's unconscious and they're trying to like stabilize her or whatever, or look after her.
Yeah.
And Dr. Max walks in and he's like, it's freezing in here.
Yeah.
And the nurse is like, every room we move her to, the heating breaks. But if you think that's weird, she's got big feet. It's just such an odd moment. Like,
the biggest feet I've ever seen on a female in my life.
Which I still wouldn't say is weirder than a woman breaking every heating system she's moved near. And it's never brought up again. She's just got big feet.
Yeah, and then Dr. Max uses the stethoscope on her and hears the screaming of the damned. So there's other weird things going on, really.
There are a lot of weird things going on. But yeah, she wakes up and she's weird.
Yeah.
And Dr. Max is like, I like you.
Yeah,
You're super weird.
Yeah.
And then he wants to keep her in for observation because she's basically a vagrant and she's hot.
Yeah.
I mean, that is basically his justification.
Yeah. He doesn't say she's hot, but he was
definitely his.
He was staring at her when she was nude in the street a moment ago. So
yeah. So he's told to no, she can't stay here, and then she says to him, "I should stay with you," and he's like, "That's not a good idea." Then she thralls him, continuing with our vampire theme.
Yeah.
And he's like, "That's a great idea." He takes her back to his disgusting one-bedroom apartment.
Yeah, in a total shithole.
Dr. Aaron.
I noticed that as well. He lives in the worst neighborhood. I'm just looking at my notes. Why does this doctor live in such a shit neighborhood? I wrote down at one point.
It is a total shithole. But yeah, so basically, she lives in his apartment.
Yeah.
And
you get the watching TV moment. Like Austin Powers and countless other things.
and this is really where the themes of the movie really kick in, because it's all about corruption and you know, people in the streets, and it's all the horrific shit that's going on in America, apparently, because they say America while she's watching TV.
Yeah, that's right. It is American news, or it's dubbed over. I think it is. It might just be local video footage that they've dubbed voices over. Because I was trying to look and see.
But in terms of the dialogue, they explicitly say, "This is America," like on TV at least.
Yeah, exactly.
This is America, and these horrible things are happening. And she's like,
to be fair,
only the penitent should go to heaven. All the evildoers will burn in hell. And he talks back to her like she is just like he's in a sitcom and she's a religious zealot.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Like she's like, you know, the flames trickle over their skin and burn the satanic worshippers. And he's like, you're so kooky. It's a bit odd. But she goes out when he goes to work. and she comes across a woman being robbed and sexually assaulted by two men. At what point she picks up a big fucking pole and launches at one of them.
Yep.
So she basically starts a murder spree.
Yeah, and she rips one of the guy's spines out and gives it to the woman and says, keep...
As a present.
It's like, keep this. This will allay your memories of this evening or something like that. Like, you know, she'll feel traumatized, but then she'll look at the spine she kept and be like, no, actually, it's all right. I feel better.
Cut to that woman babbling incoherently about the end of days in a hospital as the police try to talk to her.
Is that the one? I think those are the ones where you see the corpses strung up and they're missing a lot of flesh or something.
Yeah.
You don't actually see a lot of that. Yeah.
She basically attacks them and then it cuts to all this disembowelment.
Yeah.
There is no...
Yeah. It's like they've been flayed off camera.
Yeah, it's weird. And also the music in this is
cheap.
More appropriate. But I found it more appropriate for a children's movie set on an island adventure rather than... No, genuinely, this is what it evoked more than this dark gothic rundown quote unquote Detroit.
Are you just deciding it's Detroit, or did they mention Detroit?
No, I'm only saying Detroit because in every 80s movie
it's the stand-in for the...
it is the stand-in for shitty rundown city.
It's RoboCop.
Sorry, Detroit.
Yeah. Well,
exactly. It's RoboCop that really... Because that was Detroit, wasn't it?
Yes, that was Detroit.
Yeah, that's the one that I think has really ingrained it in my head.
Yeah.
That Detroit is the shit place of the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
If there is a dystopia, it's Detroit.
Yeah.
So we basically keep on with this theme of she goes out at night and there's two police officers trying to find the killer. And every time they talk about the killer, they so pointedly say the word he. It's unreal. This killer, he can't get away. He is a crazy... unrelenting,
with a big penis.
It's very the killer must be a man. She also has a dog called Hellraiser. Just wanted to throw that in.
Yeah. He just came up with her. Yeah.
He eats the viscera of her victims / whatever hearts she's feeding him in Dr. Max's apartment.
Yeah. I mean, that stunt dog is probably just licking jam. But, you know, and he, before raising, was just a German Shepherd and continued to be... I wish they would have slapped a pair of wings on the German Shepherd when he was in hell. Go on.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple of dummy heads. I bet they were considering dummy heads at one point to give him the 3. I don't know. But anyway.
Love it. That would... Just a mini Cerberus walking about with her. Yeah. So her next murder is the two police officers who are harassing a black man.
Yep.
And again, sits very in the US centric side of fall of society, all the evildoers in the world. Except the police car says Policia on it. Politia. And that was quite a jarring moment for me.
I mean, I was looking at every actor's mouths to try and figure out who was speaking.
There's a lot.
There's a lot of questionable.
We'll talk about that a wee bit later when we're talking about breaking things down. But this is a movie that is a mixture between native English speakers and what appears to be English speakers, but they dubbed them over because they didn't speak English very well.
They just had
even if that was
accents,
planned. Even if that was planned from the get-go, that is
everyone has American accents in this.
Yeah,
but it's probably only 4 Americans in it.
It's unreal.
Max. I'm still unsure about some of them, but anyway.
She's this essential game of cat and mouse takes place between them, and slowly it leads the police to Max's apartment, where she she is staying, he's at work, and the two police come in, and there's a interview scene between the cops and her, and she basically just admits to all the crimes.
She does.
But also scares the living shit out of
Perhaps the slain were evildoers.
Yeah, it's unreal. So they interview her, and she vaguely threatens them, but in a religious way. But they're like, yeah, because the younger, more inexperienced cop is like, "We got you," and then the other guy's like, "No, no, no. We'll build a case against it." So in the meantime, while they're off building a case, her and Dr. Max start romantically staring at each other and wistful looks. And then she takes him to a porno.
First date
porno.
But she does justify it. She was like, I've never seen anything like that before.
She does say, I've never seen any movie afterwards.
And I wanted to see that. And I wanted to do that.
She says something like, I wanted to see two people in carnal entwinement or some shit like that. She wanted to see a porno.
Yeah. And Dr. Max was like, fuck yeah, cool, basically.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, cool. You're so kooky.
You are so kooky. So they go back to Dr. Max's, and they talk a little bit more, and then they're like, will we have sex? I think we'll have sex.
Pause. Let's break out hundreds of
the most candles I've ever seen in my life. They must have spent like a good 45 minutes setting up these candles and placing them literally all around the room.
But they must have had a team to light them, because if you started with the first one, by the time you got to the last one, the first one's out. First one's burned down long ago.
They're chunky candles.
Not all of them. They're all
She's got demon powers.
Piggledy sizes, honestly. You need them all to look fresh.
Okay. The candle store didn't have them in bulk, okay? Dr. Max ran out to the local candle store and bought whatever they had in stock. It's ridiculous, the number of candles.
Yeah.
Like, they're on the floor, on the sides, on the windows. They are everywhere.
Yeah. I'd actually like to see if there's a path to the bed, or if they were just pushed around them.
It's essentially the painting yourself into a corner.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And she, when she is intertwined in the carnal pleasures,
getting boned,
turns into a demon, and he's like, "That's cool."
Yeah, basically,
he doesn't know what's going to happen. She's like, I will change, and I will, blah blah blah, and he's like, meh, meh, I don't mind.
Yeah, he doesn't mind. Yeah,
I mean, would you? Why not?
Would I mind?
Why would you?
Yes. Well, if I was him, I'd mind. Yeah. Because she's got a very, very, very strong moral compass about sin, and some of the sins,
but not sex.
Some of the sins in that book, I mean, I'm sure
no book is mentioned, Donald. No book is mentioned. Because
I'm just worried that
she attacks a woman. She attacks a woman for coveting Max, despite the fact this is before anything has happened between them.
Yeah. Calls her a harlot, I think.
Yeah. And it is the sin of coveting another person's...
my example was going to be, what if I'm walking down the street with her, we're loved up, but then I see some cool trainers that some guy's wearing, and I'm like, oh, those are really... I wish I had those trainers.
But remember, she's magic.
Yeah, so she would...
She'll know that you're looking at the trainers.
But is that not still a sin? I'm coveting my neighbour's sneakers. That's in the book somewhere, I'm sure. I'm just worried that I'd get caught in a
What book?
The Bible. I'm worried that
It's not mentioned.
I'm pretty sure. I've got to assume that if we're talking this is a literal heaven and hell, praise be to God situation, the Bible probably exists in this universe, and she's probably right with the Bible. And I'm worried she would read my mind. You know when Bart Simpson is the boy who can read minds, and they all have to go around thinking good thoughts all the time?
Let's go to Bart Simpson, not the Twilight Zone section that it's based off of.
Have you seen the Twilight Zone episode?
Yeah.
You are one of probably 1% of people.
Really?
So no one's...
That is a fantastic segment.
Okay.
I think it's also in the movie.
Do you think more people have seen the Simpsons episode?
Yes.
So shut the fuck up. Anyway, I think I'd turn into that and I'd be worried that she'd turn around and be like, I'm sorry, but you are an evildoer and I'm obliged by my moral code, and then proceed to rip my jaw out or something like that. So no, I think it'd be a deal breaker. I mean, she's also a murderer, but, I'm not even thinking about that. That's fine. I'm just worried she'd murder me, you see?
No, but I think she explicitly says that it's totally fine to have sex before marriage. Because she basically talks about it being a good thing of these carnal blah, 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 blah.
I can't profess to be a massive expert on the Bible. So I don't know if maybe she's working off an old version or something. Maybe
it's not necessarily about like the Bible. It's more of like whatever this world's weird.
Maybe there's a demon Bible.
It would appear to be the same Bible as the upstairs Bible, because again, they love them. They fucking love them.
We might have breezed past the corrupt mayor, but he comes back into it at the end, and his office is very European-y, because it's like a big long stone office with like busts lining a red carpet towards his desk. It doesn't look like any mayor's office that would be in Detroit. I'm just going to say that. I don't know about you, but I just got a very like, wherever that is sticking out like a sore thumb. Like when I imagine a mayor's office in America, it's just kind of like a fancy room. It's not like a palace. You know what I mean? It's like a nice office.
It's definitely not not an American room.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that happens during the he gets introduced during the television scene.
Yes, she sees on TV.
She's like, but he's evil, and how did he get into power? And Max is like, well, a lot of people voted for him, including myself.
Yeah, no.
And that's it. That's kind of the setup for like, it doesn't. We are told he's corrupt. We are never shown he's corrupt. So he's working with the police and the police chief, and then
our detectives go and see him as well.
Yes, and he kind of vaguely threatens them to do your fucking job.
Yeah.
So the movie culminates with the police. She terrifies the living shit out of the older cop to the point where he wants off the case.
Visions of hell kind of stuff.
Yeah. Basically, she shows him the truth, and he's like, "I want off this case. I'm done." Which, quite rightly,
I'm going to go to church more. Fair enough.
And he, they eventually lead towards she is the killer, and when she is being apprehended, she is shot.
Yep.
So we cut back to hell for the first time in like an
hour. I know.
And it cuts to her parents getting a vision from an angel.
Yeah, women in a bubble. Yeah.
Women in a bubble.
Women in a bubble.
Who basically says that like she will be coming back to hell, but she needs to be on Earth because she's like going to lift humanity into
I honestly was like, that woman's in a bubble, and she was talking and I was like, that effect is terrible. So I wasn't really listening to what she was saying a lot.
So she basically says that like Veronica is like
Iscariot.
Veronica Iscariot is there to like ascend humanity to a new, better place.
One corpse at a time.
Yeah. And that just the bubble woman basically is like, and Dad, you need to stop being so shitty to her. And he's like, I will.
This is the man who at the beginning said, we can always have more children, Teresa, before trying to murder her.
Yeah.
I loved that guy at the start. He was so intense. It was great.
So she gets shot, and then he's like, Veronica, Max is like, we need to get you to a hospital. And she's like, no, this is where I need to be. And I'm sitting thinking, like, she's talking about she needs to return to hell. And she's also talking about dying. And I'm like, they're the same thing. You're a demon. You're not going to heaven. Like, they talk about dying and her being, like, returning to hell being two different things. And I'm like, no, she's a demon. She would go straight back there. Just take the same tunnel.
Maybe.
She's murdered a lot.
Maybe.
She's fornicated out of wedlock.
But does she have a soul? Are we seeing the human souls go to hell? If she has no soul, maybe she just becomes a husk. Well, maybe she just becomes nothing.
Really?
Maybe.
She becomes a husk. She just disappears.
Yeah.
But that's not. But you can't read into that. You can't assume that. That's never stated.
I'm not assuming it. I'm just theorizing.
So as she returns to hell, as she is dying, Max gets left her dog.
Yeah.
For some reason, the dog can't return to hell.
Yeah, it just gets left behind, yep.
But not only that, she says, I'll be returning to hell. And Max says, I'll fucking commit atrocities to be with you. And it is such a weird line. He's like, I will do whatever it takes to go to hell with you. And then it continues on with the scene as if that is not a totally fucked up thing to say.
Dear. I'll kill a kid.
Yeah, no, he is basically... He will commit atrocities to go to hell and be with her. It's ridiculous.
What's the mildest sin that you could do?
Yeah, exactly. What's the mildest sin to get you damned?
Lord's name in vain every hour of every day. That'll probably do it, right? Surely it builds up. Surely there's a limit.
Surely. God damn it, God damn it, God damn it, God. Just over and over and over again. And yeah, so she's returned to hell and... before that, so the reason it all culminates is she goes to visit the mayor.
Yeah, of course.
Does she kill him? No. Why would she kill the mayor? She scares him.
Yeah.
And that's it. And she leaves.
But then he turns over a new leaf because he's scared.
Does he?
Well, my notes say he turns over a new leaf, but he might have just said that.
Yeah, like there's no evidence that he turns over a new leaf. She just spooks him. He's like, fine, I'll do whatever you say. And she fucks off and gets shot.
He's been forever changed.
Aye. Ridiculous.
Rich people don't get jail, Ali. Poor people go to jail.
Or murder, apparently.
Yeah, and then the mirror goes on fire and explodes, and she comes back, and he says, "Thank you, God." The end.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part. Yeah, I actually forgot about.
I think "Thank you, God" the last line of the movie.
The very literal thing is the very last literal thing is the mirror in Max's room.
Yep. Yeah, I'm sure.
Goes on fire. She walks through full demoned.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Thank God."
Yeah. Credits.
Love you, big man. Credits.
That's your movie.
That's your movie.
A taut 80 minutes.
Yep. So we'll get into a few things. So, like, first of all, we'll talk about the dialogue, the way the dialogue's framed, and the way that the actors are dubbed and etc. And because of that, I would say this is a very, just in that sense, is a very uneven movie because you have some scenes where people are speaking perfect English and you're building up to like what is a well acted and well decently directed shots, and then you cut to the two cops and the police chief talking, and the police chief is like, "You must find the woman that is murdering people," and it's like, and that's the dub. Like, I can't imagine what the actual actor is saying, but like the dub is so bad that like it just rips you straight out the scene.
Oh dear. You had that problem with the Italian movies as well.
Yeah, I do. It really fucks me up when it's the reason I'm subs over dubs every time is because when the lips don't match what is actually being said, it messes with me. But like Giallo movies are a different breed. You know, there are good ones and bad ones, and they that's just a feature of them that no one on set speaking the same language. Whereas this, everyone is speaking English.
Yeah, they are.
The mouths match up more or less.
Just not 100%.
And then there is a wide swath of quality in the dubbing.
Yeah.
The dubbing can be totally fine, great, and then absolutely god awful. Like the person doing the voiceover line is just butchering it. And then that mixed with the music was quite off-putting. But yeah, overall, what did you think?
It had charm, I think. I think charm's probably the best word for it. It's like, I don't know, it's the sweet little movie that features some graphic violence. I don't know, to me, it's pretty bad, really. I don't know, I can't be too much of an apologist for it. It's pretty bad. Like, I was all ready to really like it, especially, I mean, the hell stuff's the best stuff, so obviously only features the first 7 minutes.
The hell stuff is excellent.
I love the hell stuff. I was really like, oh, this is gonna be. I was really G'd up after the hell stuff, and then obviously they don't have the budget for it, so they have to forget about it, and then you just go to some street in Romania. Yeah. So, but I do. I mean, and I like that they're like, yeah, these demons. It's hell. She's got fucking horns and wings. Yeah, cool. And it's like...
Yeah, they just go for it.
Yeah, and it seems quite ambitious at first, and then that kind of has to get left behind a wee bit because, you know, it might just be budgetary reasons again, and I don't know. Yeah, so I feel like it could have been something a wee bit more, like there could have been a wee bit more of a diamond in the rough, but as it is, it's a golf ball in the rough. Still nice to find.
Well, I feel that... for me to talk about what I thought, I have to beep 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 beep. Theme corner. So the major theme of this movie is religion.
Yeah,
it is very pro-religion, like to the point where I was like, "This is a Christian movie."
The porno theater murders are a wee bit.
Yeah, sure. No, like there are definitely. I'm not like. I get what you're coming from, but this is a Christian movie.
They wouldn't show it in Sunday school.
No, they wouldn't. Would they show God's Not Dead in Sunday school?
Yes.
Probably.
Yes.
Yeah. Over and over again.
Yes.
Even when Kevin Sorbo gets hit by a car?
Yes, definitely. They have to show that bit. I'm sure they arranged Passion of the Christ screenings for kids. I'm sure they did. Because... Anyway.
But yeah, so, like...
it believes in God. Everyone believes in God.
Everyone in this movie believes in God, and if you do not believe in God in this movie, you are evil.
No, but
to like what these people need to do to be good and be right is God is it's so heavy-handed.
It's quite weird because Veronica Iscariot, she meets nuns and like prostrates herself in front of them, being like, "Oh, sisters, blah blah blah, whatever." But then one of them hands, for whatever reason, her like
they invite her to a church, and she's like, "I can't go to a church. I will burst into flame."
But then does she not grab? She doesn't grab it.
No, they say if you can't do that, take this, and it's a rosary. It's a rosary with a cross on it.
Yeah, and then she takes it, and then she
burns
starts, like a vampire. So,
but then she says, "Why would you do this to me? You must have known. If you know that if you go to a church you'll be burned, you must know that crosses hurt you."
But it's a weird kind of thing where, I mean, I'm sure crosses hurt Dracula because he's like a corruption of all things good and pure, whereas the demons are more like working in God's misery factory rather than like for him. Like he's, there's definitely no rebellion happening. So it's just
the rebellion. is very, very explicit that the rebellion happened.
Yeah.
And they are not like they are so repentant. They are like full on.
Yeah.
We deserve this.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. So yeah. It's a really good Christian movie.
It's so and then the story just kind of like plods along. Like I genuinely found this like there were some decent sparkling moments within it. My main highlight is that scene because I found Angela Featherstone, who plays Veronica, to be wooden as fuck. Like, she's not good.
No, and she's got that tiny little scar on her cheek, and I kept looking at it because her performance was so
bad. So she's so ridiculously wooden that I just can't get into it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. A lot of her
I can't remember.
A lot of her performance is also kind of like soft focus, a light shining directly on her face. She has nowhere to hide. She's looking basically right into camera. You know, just like off camera, talking into Max's face and emoting not at all. Yeah.
And I've not seen Angela Featherstone.
But she's alien in another world. You have seen Angela Featherstone and stuff.
Have I?
You may know her as Chloe, the girl at the Xerox store in Friends that Ross sleeps with whilst on a break.
Wow!
Or as Linda, who jilts Adam Sandler at the altar in The Wedding Singer. And then tries to take him back.
Is that her?
Yeah, and then tries to take him back.
Wow.
Yeah, she looks very different with,
very different.
Well, she's got different styles of hair in each of those movies.
Yeah, obviously. But, like, even then, her face shape and even her eyes, because I remember in The Wedding Singer, her eyes are piercing blue, and I didn't get that in this, but then again, she's a demon.
They're blue. They turn red, though, sometimes, when she's annoyed. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yes, there you go. That's old Angela.
So, yeah, despite the fact her being...
crap
in the role, I did find one of the best scenes to be the interview scene between her and the cops.
Yeah.
Like, what her kind of whole deal is works very well for that scene. And both the cops play it like really well. So yeah, there are some shining moments, but genuinely I found this movie to be a slog. Like, I
think I did start checking the time at like 1:03, and I was like, all right,
1 hour 3, I hope.
Sorry,
not 1 minute 3.
1 hour 3, and I was like, all right, okay, 17 minutes left, and I think I checked it about 3 more times. Like, really? I mean, are we still going?
It's not the.
What a climax to your film.
It doesn't flip.
Yeah,
and then the climax is so, like, underwhelming. Yeah. Like, you expect this big scene with the mayor, and it's literally just her showing him hell and then fucks off.
Yeah.
And the ending is just confusing and messy. And
it's basically like the ending of that Neil Breen movie where all the evil bankers in the world decide that they're actually bad and repent.
Yeah.
Kill themselves.
Yeah. Basically.
But it's just one guy and he doesn't even kill himself. So I was like, no. Neil Breen did this way better.
So I just found it. I don't necessarily think it's like budgetary issues. I think it's just like the pieces do not fit together well.
Yeah.
The story is barely there.
Well, I'm being generous in thinking that they might have done more with that budget. That is probably just me being generous, but I think because they front load
the hell stuff.
Yeah. I just feel, and it does look quite good. I do think it's just my generous opinion that
like none of the
maybe
things
a couple more kills, fun kills might have been good.
Yes, but like even the kills themselves, I wasn't particularly. Like, they're all right.
Yeah, I know, that's what I mean.
And I don't think that I don't think that adding more budget to that would have made it better. Like, none of the things that I have true issues with seem to come from, like, throwing more money at it wouldn't have really helped unless you're talking about a better writer, director, and actor. Like, it's... I know that sounds so hard.
It's
to
harsh.
be fair, the directing is not bad. I wouldn't say that it's anything that stands out to me, but it is not bad. It's not a badly directed movie.
Which is odd because the director of this did basically very
Nothing.
little else. Yeah, it's a very blank slate.
So, yeah, I really struggled with it.
Yeah, I couldn't recommend it as like a fun bad watch. It's not really that kind of thing.
Yeah, no, it isn't.
Yeah.
It's not even the movie that you sit down with some mates and have some drinks with.
The poster is great.
Oh yeah, the poster's fantastic.
It doesn't live up to that cheesy 80s heavy metal spray painted on a van kind of poster. But yeah.
So because it was such a god movie, I did look up like Christianity and religion in Romania.
Oh.
And it is a very religious country.
Oh, funny that.
So, but then again, I also don't know who, like, it was filmed in Romania, clearly, but I don't know who actually involved in the making, i.e. writing, editing, directing, that kind of stuff.
Probably no one.
Romanian. So that's where I'm...
Definitely not the writer.
So that's where I'm kind of like... Is it just coincidence that these two...
It might be. Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, 1 in 5 Romanians place faith amongst the most important relation to your idea of happiness.
Wow.
96% of Romanians believe in God.
Wow.
69% believe in the existence of heaven.
Nice.
Like, 83% of Romanians observe Sunday and religious holidays. 74% worship when they pass by a church.
What does that mean?
2/3 pray regularly.
Like if they're walking to work?
I don't know what that means. And over half donate to the church regularly.
My Christ.
So, yeah, exactly. It's like from
Literally.
where you and I are. Yeah. From where you and I are, that is such a distance. Like that is so far from like.
Oh yeah.
So it is very interesting. But again,
I think if you went into a Church of England church and said, I was just passing by and wanted to like do some
worship.
praise. Yeah. I honestly think most people, if there were anyone in there, would look at you a bit funny. I honestly think
but that's
it'd be
English for you.
Is this guy all right? Sundays is mainly the day, all right? Like...
So yeah, it's it doesn't actually say... I think my biggest problem with the theme of religion surrounding it is it doesn't actually say anything about religion. All it says is...
God's real.
God's real, and if you don't follow God, you are evil. Not even you're going to hell, you're just evil. And it didn't sit with me. I like, if you're going to do something, and that's why I call it a Christian movie. If you're going to do something with that theme, do something with it. Even if your end message is pro-religion, that's not a problem. But you're not telling me anything. All you're doing is saying, religion is God, you need God. These people are bad, so we're going to murder them. These people are bad, so we're going to murder them. These people, nothing gets... With each murder, nothing else is explored. It's just another scenario.
Yeah, because she's right, because
God...
So she doesn't learn any lessons or anything like that.
But that's my problem. No one learns any lessons. Not even the
Yeah.
fucking mayor learns any lessons.
Yeah, there's no lessons learned because she's right from the get-go.
The only people that learn lessons are her parents.
Yeah, that's true. Because everyone else that could learn a lesson dies, and you don't believe that the mayor learned his lesson. So yeah, fair.
No, because it's not shown that the mayor
The
learned.
detective.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, 2 people.
And is that even learning? Is like that's fear? So is that the message it's putting forward?
It's literally being, it's being shown rather than giving the opportunity to kind of grow as a person.
So yeah, that was so. Overall, it did not sit too well with me. I very much struggled with it. And again, there are good moments throughout. There's a great moment. I will say my favourite moment was, and it got a proper chuckle out of me, is when he's like, you need to get some rest. Do you need something to help you sleep? And she goes, no, and just falls asleep.
And snores.
Instantly falls asleep and snores. And he's just like, hello? Okay. It's a good moment. It works.
Yeah, there is some
like,
fun.
see if they were more
Yeah.
like, see if they did the fish out of water stuff a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I probably would have been more.
Her and her huge feet.
Yeah.
I don't think you ever see her feet again because I was
No,
like,
it never comes up. No, it does because they look at the footprints and think it's a man.
oh yeah.
But apart from that, yeah, like if you'd given me a bit more fish out of water moments,
Yeah.
I might have sympathised with Veronica a bit more. I might have been more on her side in the end message, even if I don't agree with it. It's just a very surface level movie.
There are some funny lines in it, to be fair. But yes, yeah, that sounds pretty accurate, I'd say. Did anyone...
So, theme corner over.
oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah. Doodle-doo, 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 theme corner done.
Yeah.
Did anyone else have opposing opinions on this film to us?
Well, Seth on Amazon said, a pleasantly simplistic view.
Nice.
Flowing at a pace, good character acting and photo directing. Is there a series of this theme somewhere? To be enjoyed, Seth. Lisa just said, 5 stars, thanks!
Oh, God. I always assume that's someone thinking they have to thank the person for sending them the DVD, having not watched it.
Mr. James R. Dales, sorry James, you put your whole name out there, said 5 stars, perfect. Not seen this for ages. Very good.
Fine.
Yeah.
Has he watched it since? I'm worried that he's remembering a film he watched all those decades ago, thinking, yeah, that was great.
I mean, some people wrote fucking essays of how good this movie was.
Yeah, it's a funny thing. B movies that aren't total shit seem to... I mean, some people just go hog wild for them in a kind of, outsider kind of... this is our special thing kind of film.
I see the true genius in it.
Yeah,
and that's...
Also, it seems very nerdy because it's, a woman with her tits out and she's a demon. That's already a lot of nerd fantasies.
We've also got the top review on IMDb for 10 stars. 20 phalanges up. That's all of my fingers and toes. Dark Angel is the best, undoubtedly the best low-budget film ever to be made. The special effects are superb.
Please. Evil Dead. Carry on.
No, you don't get that.
That was just the first one that came to my head.
Yeah, I know. There are way more. The special effects... I mean, A Ghost Waits is one of my favourite movies.
Yeah.
The special effects are superb. The acting is beyond expectable. And the story is surprisingly good for a low-budget film. Though the one part that seems to pull this movie together is the talented and titillating Angela Featherstone.
Is titillating is like the tit of titillating in italics.
No, thankfully not. Who showcases her multiple talents in this movie.
Did he say talents twice? Or is it just titillating talent? I might just be...
Talented and titillating, whose multiple talents in this movie. Showcases her multiple talents.
Yeah. Tits and arse, I think is what this guy's saying. I don't know. I've not very much faith in him.
No. Someone else says, I'd say Dark Angel is a movie that thinks it's a Japanese manga. Or a Japanese manga that thinks it's a movie.
Why? Oh, I suppose I think they
do. The lone innocent female from a different world on a mission to... the romance gets in her way.
And she's a monster. I do think that is a thing.
And he is a monster fucker by the end of this movie. He would be very popular on Tumblr.
Oh, dear. Is that basically the pattern? Are most people like, fuck it?
No, it's actually got a really, quite surprisingly, it's got a very broad swath of reviews. On IMDb, most reviews are a 6 or a 7.
Wow.
With 13% giving it a 10 and 5% giving it a 1.
Fuck me.
Yeah, apparently we are not. Most people see this movie as middling to good, and I am not within that.
I'd say middling. I don't think it's bad. I just wouldn't watch it again.
On Amazon, 71% of people give it 5 stars.
Oh, but they're fucking idiots. Whoops.
So, yeah. Well, I mean, what do you give this out of 10? 10 stars.
5.
Okay.
Which means I wouldn't recommend it to people, really.
But you didn't not like it.
Yeah, I think my 5 is like... Yeah, my 5 is like the lowest thing before not good. I think 4 is like, this isn't good. And then it just gets, variations on not good. I think a 5 is like middling. Yeah, not going to watch it again kind of thing. So yeah, I think a 5 is fair. Well, did you give it? I mean,
I did. I don't usually, but this one, I give it 3.
No? Oh, God.
Yeah, It is not a 2, and it's definitely not a 1. It's not like the worst movie I've ever... Like, I wouldn't even give some Neil Breen films a 1 because I at least enjoyed watching them.
Yeah, to be fair, I think... Yeah, I mean...
that is like... A 1 for me has to be irredeemable. And it is not that. It's not a 2 because there are some good parts about it. It is not a complete write-off. It's just... I found it a bad movie that I didn't enjoy.
I'm trying to find a movie that I've rated a 3 for a kind of yardstick comparison, and it's hard. It's quite difficult. I tend to...
Yeah, you're very much a 7 or a 2.
A lot of 2s. A lot of 2s. But some 4s. Like...
Yeah.
Come on, there must be one movie I've rated a 3.
I mean, it makes sense. 3's it's such an in-between. Because think about it, 4 is just one step into bad for you.
Yeah.
2 is one step away from irredeemable for you. So what is
Jay
a 3?
and Silent Bob reboot got 3 stars from me. And that is my sole 3 out of 10. Out of...
Why did that one make a 3?
124 films, I've given 1 a 3, and it was Jay and Silent Bob reboot. Because it's a 3 out of 10 film, I don't need to explain that more.
Okay.
Other than it's bad. Very bad.
But 2 steps above irredeemable.
Well, a 2 out of 10 is Anderson Falls, and it wasn't Anderson Falls, it was competently made.
And 1 out of 10 is The Cloud So High.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And it was not that. Oh.
The writer of this feature is Matthew Bright. I think we have both watched another Matthew Bright feature in which he wrote and directed 2002's Tiptoes, starring Oscar winner Gary Oldman as a little person, mostly achieved by making him walk around with shoes in his knees. I'm pretty sure I made you watch most of that. I don't know if we watched all of it. His twin brother is Matthew McConaughey, even though there's 11 years difference between the two actors. And it's about Matthew McConaughey and Kate Beckinsale, and Kate Beckinsale doesn't really accept the little person genetics that are in Matthew McConaughey's family, and there's very funny scenes when they talk broadly.
I've never seen this.
Oh, I think I've
it's
shown
got
it
Peter
to you.
Dinklage in it.
Yeah.
As short Gary Oldman's best friend.
Yeah, and he's doing a French accent. It's very funny. So that was Matthew Bright's writer-director. I think it's his dual debut, and it was also his last film because it was universally panned as being both offensive and terrible. So there you go. Oh well, we'll watch Tiptoes then. I think your old noggin will get jogging and you'll remember that you've seen it before. But it is quite something.
He also did Forbidden Zone, which I haven't seen, but I've heard quite a lot about.
I don't remember that one. What that one is?
Absurdist, like 70s movie, 70s, 80s.
This is made by Full Moon Features, also known for the Puppet Master franchise, which includes Puppet Master: The Littlest Reich, the Evil Bong franchise, which includes Evil Bong 2 King Bong, Evil Bong 666.
I was waiting for you to say Evil Bong 2, The Littlest Reich.
No, Evil Bong 666 and Evil Bong 777. And the Ginger Dead Man franchise, which includes Ginger Dead Man 2, Passion of the Crust, and of course, Ginger Dead Man versus Evil Bong, the crossover. Ginger Dead Man 1 also starred the inimitable Gary Busey Millard Findelmeyer, a killer who gets sent to the electric chair for murdering members of the Lee family, after which his remains are cremated. But, unbeknownst to local authorities, his ashes are sent to his mother, a witch, who mixes these ashes with gingerbread mix and leaves them at the bakery owned and operated by the surviving members of the Lee family, who unfortunately pollute the dough mixture with blood before baking it into one large gingerbread man. Then, in another remarkably unfortunate turn of events for the Lee family, whilst the gingerbread man is in the oven baking, a fight with a local representative of the health department, who objects to the cleanliness of the bakery, probably owing to the blood contamination, results in a switch being hit, which causes a surge of electricity to course through the killer ash blood gingerbread man mixture, bringing it to life, and hilarity ensues. That's Gingerbread Man 1, Gary Busey. He is also the Gingerdead Man. Yeah.
Well,
yes.
You forgot to mention that not only is there Evil Bong 666 and 777.
I haven't mentioned all of them, but you may carry on.
The one that came out after that was The Gingerweed Man.
Yeah, yes.
And Evil Bong 888 Infinity High.
Infinity High, yeah. Because I guess 3/8. I don't know why. If it was 1/8 Infinity, but 3, I don't really understand. Anyway.
I thought it was going to be set in a high school.
It might be. Film and Features also reused some of the hell footage, the expensive hell footage in this movie for Witch House. I think it's Witch House, although it only has one H in it, so Witch House.
Witch House.
I've watched the trailer for that, and I must say it looks like quite the challenge to sit through. But the director of Witch House is David Duchovny, who amongst many films that he does, and I've learned this through Red Letter Media, where buff young men happen to take their shirts off and run around in the woods. They are absolutely ridiculous. Also directed A Talking Cat, starring Eric Roberts as the cat.
Favorite movie.
Yeah, in the role where he clearly recorded all of his lines whilst drunk in his own bathroom. I was not aware that David Duchovny made that film. But yes, Red Letter Media featured some of his films, and they are...
He appears to name himself different things.
Yes. His films are thinly veiled softcore pornography, so it's very
Except
odd.
for A Talking Cat.
It's very odd that he made A Talking Cat in retrospect. Film and Features also produced a Doctor Strange movie in 1992, starring Jeffrey Combs, him out of Reanimator. And,
oh, wow. That's interesting.
And Deep
I
Space
imagine
Nine.
it's not good.
Well, the unfortunate thing for Film and Features is the pre-production took so long that they lost the rights to Doctor Strange before being able to make the film. But then they had committed too much money and time to it, so they changed a bit of stuff about some Control F, find and replace, and they released Dr. Mordred. I'm
Dr.
Mordred. Yeah. And I genuinely was wanting to watch Dr. Mordred sometime, although after watching this, that time may be a while away. So yeah, that's what the hell is this film?
Estimated budget of 350k.
Yeah, I mean, looks nice for 350k.
It does look nice for 350k.
Do a lot with 350k in Romania. Yeah. Other films to watch, I guess Species. I can't say it's a good film. It's not one I've seen in a very long time, but there's a nude woman who's dangerous in it. There's not romance, but I was trying to think, dangerous woman that gets her baps out? Species is the only one I can think of. Is
that how you sum up this movie? And that how you would recommend other movies to people?
Yeah.
Dangerous woman gets her baps out.
Look,
is that not Fatal Instinct? Fatal Attraction?
No, Basic Instinct.
Basic Instinct, yes.
No, she gets her puss out, mate. Come on, you got.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Is like
okay, monstrous. I should say.
Okay,
monstrous. She's a monster. I mean, if you want a gothic romance, go for Candyman. That's my favorite gothic romance.
I mean, I would. It's obviously not quite the same, but I would even say for Let Me In or Let the Right One In. Either one works.
Fuck you.
What? It's one of the only cases where an American remake has actually lived up to the original for me. The original's still better. But.
I've not seen the remake because why bother? Wait, why would you recommend that film for this?
Because it's about a monstrous woman and it has a romantic subplot. The only difference is
the energies are quite different.
The energies are quite different. I'm recommending a good movie.
Of Candyman, original Candyman. Good movie.
Yes, true. Yeah, I couldn't recommend Candyman. You did.
Don't know why you're bothering to enter this. Don't throw your hat in when your hat's this poor.
Yeah, those famously terrible movies. Christ.
Oh dear. Right, next stop is a quick hop across the Black Sea to Turkey. Is Turkey still pronounced Turkey?
I think it is still pronounced Turkey. So yes, we are. We go there just as Turkey is changing their spelling from Turkey to Turkey.
Yeah, it's like Turkiye, is it?
Yeah,
Turkey.
But with an umlaut over the U.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Apologies if our pronunciation of Turkey is out of date.
Turkey.
I've actually not heard it being said. And a film that has a hellish theme.
Nice.
2015's Baskin, which looks like a real film that got pretty good reviews. Yay!
No, that sounds not for this podcast.
That's one that we might actually both enjoy.
I think there's only been like 2 movies in this that we've both enjoyed.
Oh yeah, you like some right stinkers.
And you like some right shite. Well, I suppose I better go and see how the roads are. Gotta unflap my wings.
Oh dear, I'm gonna get the Evil Bong franchise on DVD.
Do you want to just attach a rope to me and I'll pull it along while you can watch some movies? The moment we cross that border, though, I plummet. So
is our next special franchise feature going to be Puppet Master, Ginger Dead Man, or Evil Bong? All right, just choose now, quick.
Evil Bong.
Oh Lord,
it's got Tommy Chong in it. Tommy Chong.
Why don't we do a fact-finding special where we do the first one of every one of them? If you know what I mean, and then choose the best.
So we do a night of Evil Bong, Ginger... What was it? Ginger
Dead Man.
Ginger Dead Man.
Ginger Dead Man. I keep nearly saying Ginger Dead Man, like he's redheaded.
A dead ginger?
Yeah. Ginger Dead Man.
Cool, yeah. Well, we can do a one-nighter on that
and
one.
Dr. Mordred!
And yeah, Dr. Mordred might just be a special episode on its own.
Let's see if we can spot the Doctor Strange vibes going through it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, that's us. Sorry. We just passed a church. I need to go and pray. So we'll see you all next week. Praise be.
Praise be. God.